We cater to you. Let me cater to you. Let me cater to you. I wanna let you know, girl, that you know that I am what you do. So let me reassure you, my love will be purpose without you. If I want it, I'm gonna ask you. I am to be better. Challenge me for the better. What do you let me cater to you?
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Make it make sense. We're going to try to make some sense out of this story because there's no winner in this situation. And my whole thing was, if you knew your daughter was like kind of struggling with substance abuse because your wife Sonia Master P suffered from substance abuse, why would you put them on a reality show? That's dumb as hell. And from my understanding, you used to slang. So I'm like, not saying it's going to be a thing where by association you're going to be guilty. It seems so in this particular situation. Because what I'm hearing is that Sonya is strung out on drugs, allegedly. And then it wouldn't be far-fetched to think one of your kids would try to do that stuff as well and get so possessed in it that they lose their minds, and that's what they feed on. That's what they fiend for. So, not trying to put it at your door, but maybe you should have been a little bit more on-time parenting. Like you said, you used to be a drill sergeant. I ain't saying be a drill sergeant, but it seems like your wife, Sonya, got out of hand with the substance abuse. So I don't know if she watched her mom do it, TyTyana or whatnot, but it was reported that when the cops came to the scene of the crime to see if they could basically save her, they found drug paraphernalia around. Now we can look at it as she did overdose, because that's what they're speculating from reading the article, and I'll read it before we let the video go out. But could it have been a setup? I mean, sometimes when you have a person that's in that situation and they may be really trying to fight the urge to take part in a substance that they feel of choice that they want to get into, couldn't it be plausible that somebody gave it to her to make like it was something she did to herself, and it could have been something else where somebody else wanted her out the way? You know what I'm saying? Because who would be the wiser if y'all already done stapled her as a drug abuser? Then, you know what I'm saying? If the action fits, why don't let it stick, in a sense? So, or could it have been a sacrifice? You know, a lot of people in that Hollywood life scene that want to keep being in that Hollywood scene, they have to do some strange things for that position that they're asking for. So it's a lot of different ways we're looking at this particular story develop. And I'm just giving you ways of what I've heard or what I've been privy to hear, or how people talk about making it to that next level in the entertainment business, what they have to go through, what they have to listen to, what they have to be taught to do on a regular basis. And I'm like, now I understand it real well when they're talking about one-hit wonders. Because it could have been a situation where they were told all the things that they have to do, and they were like, shit, I ain't gonna do that. And then sometimes you got the ones that say, okay, I'll get that sacrifice for you. But then they can't live with the fallout once they already put it in motion. And they know that person's gonna be, you know, taken away from them. And it's just like, you screw either way. So my deal would be, why don't you try it? And if it comes to that, then you just get out. You just be like a one-hit wonder. For the people that really want to be like different artists in the industry, such as what you call them, movie producers or singers or actors. You have to go through a lot. You know how the Me Too movement has started because they stopped thinking about doing those things and thinking how by doing those things the turnout of your mentality is. You kind of really basically, how you call it, spaced out, or you're so messed up, like when you go to the service and you come back, all of your faculties or all of your mental capabilities are not there because you've seen so much trauma, so much death. So it's a lot. It's a lot to think about when you get into the industry and what you have to go through and what you can't say to certain people that you want to say, but in fear that someone in the industry will retaliate against you. But anyway, we're going to get into what TMZ had brought out a couple of days ago. I think it was on June 1st. They have their title as Master P's daughter, TyTyana, cops suspect fatal overdose. Master P vows to help others battling addiction. Master P family is grieving the loss of his daughter, TyTyana Miller, and cops are working to determine exactly how she died, with initial evidence suggesting it was an overdose. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ drug paraphernalia was found at the scene of TyTyana's death, including it might have killed her, but there were no substance present on the scene. So again, that's my speculation of, hey, could somebody have done it to her, and made it look like she had did it to herself? I mean, when you already stapled something bad, ain't too many people gonna fall, to your side and say, no, she wouldn't have done that to herself, or no, he wouldn't have did that to himself, because all the cards are stacked against them at the start. So going back to the article, it says, we're told the autopsy has been completed, but toxicology reports or results would take several weeks. As we've reported with other cases, fentanyl has been a silent killer in many OD deaths. Our law enforcement sources tell us there's no evidence right now it's connected to TyTyana's death. But if it shows up in toxicology, we're told the LAPD investigators will go into overdrive to find out who supplied the drugs. As we reported, Master P made the devastating announcement he lost TyTyana over the holiday weekend. While he and his family are in mourning, Master P tells TMZ the only way that we are going to heal and grow from this is with the truth. It has been a long and painful journey for our family. My daughter has been battling with this since 2015. Mental illness and substance abuse is a real issue, and we hope to turn this tragedy into a testimony. Okay. And he also adds, as a father, I have always established perimeters to protect my children. Unfortunately, when they become adults, they have the right or the legal right to choose who to have relationships with, whether healthy or unhealthy. And I'll just give you a little snippet of, I guess, when she was on that show, Growing Up Hip Hop, she was talking to her dad about having some, revelation or epiphany, I should say, that she don't think she needs help. She wants to try to do it by herself. And I'm like, that's a no-no right there. That's a person who's in denial of what's really going on with them because they're not taking it as serious as it should be taken. But let's just gear up this clip. Hold on.
I feel like that trip really opened my mind to see how I would miss you the most, because you were always here for me, and I just thought that trip stopped me from wanting to ever be in Hollywood scene with those celebrity friends. And I feel like I don't need to go to rehab. I feel like I could actually do good without rehab.
I mean, you say that, Tata, but on the serious side, I think we should get some professional help just to make sure you stay on track. So let's not say you don't want to go to rehab. I think you should at least try it, because I don't want you to go back to this.
I have friends that been through this, and it takes 2 years of being completely sober to really be like you can walk away from this
Yeah, because
lifestyle.
even if somebody brings something around you, I don't want you to go back to like, oh, I'm just gonna have a little drink, or I'm just wanna take a little smoke or something. You gotta be around, like to me, I could be around people that's drinking and smoking, and I don't want it. I really hope that TyTy is serious about making a change. In my house, I'm a drill sergeant, because you need somebody to tame you and to tell you, we're going to fix this. By us doing this with my daughter, hopefully we'll send that same message to her mom, like, if you need to get help, we're here for you.
And that was that for that particular video. So I'll see y'all next time. If we have any upcoming new information to report on this story, I'll keep you updated, and I will see y'all next video. And remember to definitely subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and share my videos out and like them as well. Good night. Bye bye.